What's going on? It's your boy Parrish, TTBFC, the owner, the founder, the creator. That is I, Parrish. So again, we are here for another quick one of my sayings. One of my members in particular, she calls them Parrishisms. However, I call them mindsets. That's what I coined them, mindsets. But they are my sayings that I use in training, and that's how they became a thing, because a lot of my members started asking me to record things for them to wake up to in the morning, or use for motivation when they were doing their daily fitness minutes or whatever it was. So I decided to make it a regular thing, and I created these things that I would send out all the time. And then one of my members started to create like a graphic form that I use and put on my websites and all that, and created a blog. And now I'm turning those things into a vlog. So right here on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications. So today, you'll hear me say often at the end of a lot of my videos like this one, mindset is the most important set, and train the brain and the body will follow, which is our actual slogan. But it's more than a slogan, it's our motto. We're going to talk about the mindset is the most important set, though, which is also one of our taglines that we use. Mindset is the most important set. That particular phrase, statement, it comes from, all of these things come from what I really believe and what I also put into practice. So sayings, a lot of people use these things, and it's in my book that's coming out. People will use sayings all the time, and without actually having any real application of it, no real understanding of what they're saying. One second. Okay, I'm back. So no real application of what they're saying, what they heard. It just sounds good, and people use it a lot. They call them idioms, or however you pronounce that word. Look it up. But also sayings. So we want to make sure that we actually apply these things. Even if it sounds good, it probably would be even better to actually learn what is really the meaning behind it, and then apply it if it makes sense, to apply it to your life, right? So back to mindset is the most important set, which is what we're talking about today. You can apply that in so many different areas, but of course, mainly we're focusing on fitness and making fitness a part of your lifestyle, but also making necessary lifestyle changes so that you can reach any goal. And the mindset that goes into reaching any goal greatly affects the outcome of any goal. It affects the results that you will see, or the results that you don't see, because of the mindset. And I know this from putting it into practice for myself, and any goals that I want to reach, and goals that I didn't reach back when I was, in high school or junior high school, and all of those other times. I realized that my mindset was completely different from what it is now, and now I apply a certain mindset to accomplish goals that I want to accomplish. And I can see it over and over again, and I get a lot of practice over and over again with members, different personalities. Mindsets always basically come into play. And you have the mindset of an individual who will actually see results and sustain results. And you have the mindsets of individuals who may struggle because of their mindset and their approach. It will affect the outcome. There are a bunch of different stages that can go into that, but there are two in particular that we'll talk about. One is autopilot. Individuals can come in and be present in body, but not present in mind. They can be somewhere physically, but their mind is actually somewhere else mentally. Whether it was something that happened earlier in the day, earlier in the week, their mind could be there, and they want to keep their mind there. They're being stubborn and affected by something that is actually probably a negative impact. They're focused on that, and they can come into the gym or any other place where they want to see a certain result and be affected by that result, simply because their mind is elsewhere. It is not where it should be at the time that their body is present. And it can make it very hard to reach any goals because they can't focus. Their mind is not there. So when we say mindset is the most important set, you get that a lot of fitness exercises, you do sets, you do reps, and people will come into the gym and say, all right, how many sets and reps are we doing? But not really there mentally to get the most out of each set and reps. So what's more important than saying how many sets you did or how many reps you did is the mindset that went into that. The technique, the focus, how engaged you what you actually accomplished, what you came to accomplish, and your whole just approach and energy when you come into the facility outside of the box. The other is they may be stubborn and don't really believe in applying these types of this way of thinking and these types of practices that we apply, that I apply, and that my successful members apply as well. So the other, outside of being on autopilot, and by the way, autopilot is by design in gyms. If you go to any gym in the world, you can go into that facility and you'll see that there are several TVs, there's loud music, there's all this stuff, there's even screens on the cardio equipment, and that is by design because they actually want you to be on autopilot. People want to be on autopilot. They don't want to be engaged with what they're doing. They don't want to feel it. They don't want to recognize. They don't want to focus on. They want to actually have no association. It's disassociation with the training. And we focus on the exact opposite, associated training, actually being associated with what you're doing, being present in mind and body with what you're doing. And so with that disassociated training, what happens is you just go, and they say that you can perform longer, you can go more, and you can get more out of it. And that's why disassociated training is so hyped up, and that's why people work out. Working out is disassociated exercising. It's just a workout where you're not actually focused. And if someone were to come behind you and ask you, what type of training are you doing? Most people would say, I don't know, I do a little bit of this and that, but no real focus on and no real education to where they themselves could train someone else. So with that mindset of being disassociated, we have to then teach people, no, we want you to focus. You know, we want you to stay focused. Fatigue does not dictate technique, and we want you to stay focused and associated with what you're doing. So a lot of times when people come into my facility, the music's not even on. I don't care about playing music for whatever person comes in, but sometimes it's not even on. And so while people usually are accustomed to working out and being disassociated, we want to change that mindset and have you really focus, because the more you focus, the more you'll maximize the movement, the more you get out of the exercise, and the faster you'll get to the results, the better the results will be. This is just the truth. So instead of being on autopilot, we want you to actually associate and be focused, all right? The other mindset is kind of what I alluded to already, and that's where people actually just come in and their mind is elsewhere because they had a bad day, or they had a bad week, or life happens in all kind of different ways, and they're not able to bring the energy that they need to be productive. Or it doesn't always have to be for like an adult who's dealing with life. It could be for a younger athlete or whomever, and that individual could be lacking confidence. And this is for adults too, because there are a lot of individuals, no matter their age, who have trouble with confidence. Confidence is a huge factor. Confidence you could take a baseball player who is who's going to go to the Hall of Fame someday, and this baseball player gets into a slump, a hitting slump. When this baseball player was batting 500 easy, four something easy, and now they're down in the twos and they're just in a slump, a hitting slump. And no matter what they do, they go back to the basics and they work on T-work, they do soft toss, they go to the best hitting coaches, and they still stay in this slump. And people are trying to figure out why. If that individual came to me, I guarantee you we would fix it immediately, because what's really going on, it's not necessarily a technique or skill, which is okay to keep training for, but what it really is, something is going on here that is affecting their confidence, which is making them uncomfortable. See, when your confidence is affected, that's a mindset thing, and then it affects your being comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not confident, and that's when people start to struggle. So a lot of times when a person is in a hitting slump, like a professional baseball player who's going to be a Hall of Famer, known for having great hitting streaks and being productive at the plate, more than likely what's going on, something changed in their life that is affecting them. Or if it's a younger athlete, they're just not confident at the plate because they don't like a fastball or they don't like a curveball. And so when they go to the plate mentally, they're already checked out. Like, I hope he doesn't throw a curveball, and this guy's known for curveballs. And so they get uncomfortable. Now they're not confident, and their mindset changes to be productive to what they're already thinking. They're going to fail, and so then they will fail. So I bring those athletes to me, whether they're young or old, and I say, hey, look, let's figure out what's really going on, because the solution is always in the problem. And the problem is your confidence is being affected. So let's figure out what it is. And then usually as soon as we figure out what it is, we immediately say, it's not even, let's get over this. And then immediately they feel better. They go back to being productive. Or sometimes it takes weeks to get an individual who's been unconfident their whole life, or sometimes it takes months, but eventually they will become more confident. They will become more productive. They will start to reach goals that they never reached in their lives. And then confidence will become something that they use moving forward in everything that they do, which is a great reason to be involved in sports, because it can allow some people to engage in areas where they otherwise wouldn't. So mindset is the most important set. Mindset affects everything that you do, your approach to it, and the outcome of that specific goal, or whatever it is you're going about reaching, whether it's in the gym or outside the gym, whether it's in a sporting event or outside that sporting event. Mindset is the most important set. Train the brain and the body will follow. Let's get it.